the land of lost content to the gateway of youth's immortal kingdom may not be so distant a journey as one may think. From the drifting, aimless existence in town and city streets, where small and idle hands find mischief in plenty, to the high, exciting purpose of the adventure playground can be and often is just around the corner, on a bombed site, an empty plot, or land awaiting development. The urge to build is instinctive, and Primrose Cottage is typical of this basic need. A place of one's own in which to breathe the fresh air of freedom. A place of one's own with all mod con, including television. The Adventure Playground is a comparatively new branch of the activities of the National Playing Fields Association. A venture designed to bring joy and happiness to children of all ages, all classes, all creeds. To give them a purpose in life, a sense of belonging. Above all, that security which the presence of the play leader gives and which is so vital to the young. How does the Adventure Playground differ from the usual type of playground? Here there are no swings or seesaws, no slides or roundabouts, only things created by the children's hands themselves from waste materials on the site. No games are organized, and out of such improbabilities as a handful of nails and waste timber springs happiness in the shape of buildings like this den. As the new town develops, so too do their characters. And civic pride demands a town hall, no less. Our new community needs a fire station too. The character of the adventure playgrounds depends primarily upon the personality and influence of the play leader. The presence of the play leader is of such importance that almost any site would serve his purpose. The ideal site would be rough and uneven, with hills and banks, but anywhere will do. A corner of an existing park, a derelict bombed site, or a plot awaiting development. But in each case, the accent is on construction rather than destruction. Away from the ever-present dangers and temptations of city streets, building, burrowing, and digging bring peace and contentment to the children and provide a free, unfettered outlet for their energies and a purpose in their small lives. Without that purpose, the road to vandalism and delinquency lies all too open. Those enlightened authorities to whom the prevention rather than the cure of juvenile delinquency is important will find a model in this sandpit, made by the elder children themselves for the little ones. A spontaneous gesture and practical evidence of growing responsibility to others. Sandcastles are okay for kids, but me, I've got work to do. Real hard work. In a public park, such notices as "Please keep off the grass" provide an irresistible challenge to the young, but not in this adventure playground where the children have leveled the ground and, with the help of the girls, planted grass and flowers, even trees, in their efforts to beautify their playground. The generous gift of this shed provided a tremendous spur to the creative abilities of the older boys, who laid the foundations themselves and erected the building. Their enthusiasm is a measure of the success of the adventure playground experiment. No less remarkable is their pride in their work, as will be their care of this building which they are constructing with their own hands. Windows are rarely broken in these playgrounds, and if they are, it is by mistake. The mob rule of the back street gives way to a system of law and order of their own making. The first hesitant steps along the path of good citizenship. This canteen is run entirely by and for the children, even to the ordering up and paying for the supplies. To their surprise, they find that in work can be found fun, in service, satisfaction. The brotherhood of man is too high-flown a phrase for small minds to encompass, yet this urge is there, latent in every young heart. The chance gift of a tree trunk led to their supplying logs to old-age pensioners. In one winter, more than 170 sacks of logs were distributed. Mending old bicycle frames is another outlet for eager young hands, and a challenge to their mental ingenuity. Once again, this project was a spontaneous, unprompted gesture, from the profits of which came the funds to buy pens, ink, and paper for the production of their own adventure playground magazine, yet another idea of the children themselves. Let's take a look at the editorial committee at work. Lend us your blue pencil a minute, will you? With that intense absorption that only a child can bring to the task in hand, their happiness and contentment lives on in the pages of their magazine, enriched by the colourful imagination of youth to whom the whole vast world is a great adventure. Dancing, too, provides an outlet for high spirits in this impromptu rock and roll session. In the adventure playground, the fountain of youth plays freely, sending jets of pure happiness shooting high in the precious air of freedom. Freedom to dance, to paint and to write, to build real houses with roofs and chimneys and furniture, to dig trenches, to cultivate a garden, to climb trees, saw logs and carve wood, to dam streams and to build sandcastles. Freedom, in fact, to do what they want to and when they want to begin or stop as they wish. Lacking this freedom, we deny their rightful opportunities, and in so doing inflict a hurt that rarely heals in later life. It lies within our power to grant them these simple, innocent pleasures. The right to dance together, or to dig in solitary state. Adventure is the breath of life to small boys. So, from the dances of today to the battles of yesterday is an easy step, for time is unimportant when you're young. Old battles are refought. The legendary exploits of Robin Hood and Richard Coeur de Lion are reenacted. With broom handles for spears and dustbin lids for shields, the Crusaders descend upon a lonely desert fort. Surrounded, a fierce battle ensues before the infidels are routed. Right has triumphed, and the prisoners are led away, though one makes a getaway and lives to fight another day. The conquering heroes radiate health and happiness. The battlefield lies deserted, and tired Tim leans upon his shovel in time-honored fashion and thinks, some mothers do have them. There's nothing like a good battle to make a fellow hungry, and victor and vanquished alike sit round the campfire in happy anticipation. But surely playing with fire is dangerous. Indeed it is, but safeguarding the children's activities is the play leader, the most important factor in the success of this far-sighted enterprise. Conspicuous by his or her absence in this pictorial record of achievement, the leader guides but never organizes, watches over them but never interferes, is always there but is never in the way. An occasional cut, small bruises and banged thumbs are inevitable, an occupational hazard of growing up. No more, no less, and available statistics go to prove this fine safety record. A fire is for cooking potatoes, not for burning fingers, though some prefer a cold lollipop to a hot potato. Tools, too, can be dangerous, but hammers are to hit nails and not your next-door neighbor. Fights, it has been found, are non-existent, where a child has so much else and better things to do. And always the play leader is there, upon whose abilities and personality depend the success of the playground. A strong character is needed to cope with children of all ages and tastes, ranging from the prosaic levels of bricklaying to the adventure of sailors adrift in an open boat. Let us dream dreams and see visions. In the miniature world of the adventure playground, the derelict bomb site becomes a vast uncharted sea, or a racetrack where a chap can be a Sterling Moss. Or, lost in a private world, a girl can be alone. Organized games are not an essential part of the do-as-you-please atmosphere of the adventure playground, but here the older children find a necessary outlet for their growing strength and express as words cannot the hold the playground exerts upon their loyalties. Boredom is banished, and with it the frustration and unhappiness that leads to delinquency. Security, a purpose in life, and a new awareness of service instills in growing minds a lesson they can never forget, a lesson beyond price, and yet the cost is small, for the weekly salary of a play leader costs no more than it does to keep one delinquent in a reform school for a week. Prevention is better than cure, and thus the cost of running an adventure playground is offset by the consequent decline in juvenile crime. Equipment, too, costs money, and here again gifts of unwanted material find strange but satisfactory uses, all enhancing the value and drawing power of the playground. Let us take one parting look behind the scenes as the children prepare to put on a play. 2 days before His Worship the Mayor was due to visit this site, the children decided to put on a play in his honor. The story was decided upon, the script was made up as they went along. Sets were painted with surprising skill, and with the play leader to help them with makeup, well, it was bound to be all right on the night. In his life, a man plays many parts, but none plays more than the leader, man or woman, in whom the qualities of tact, humor, forbearance, and infinite patience are required, and that reverence for life of which the great Albert Schweitzer speaks. All these things and more are needed to ensure the ultimate success of the adventure playground, and the National Playing Fields Association seek your cooperation in this so well worthwhile enterprise, to bring happiness, joy to this and other communities whose fresh young voices sing their thanks, whose small hands applaud your help. And your reward? Just this: the sound of children's laughter. No music was ever sweeter.